that One Piece greatness. People, it's been a while, but we're about to talk a whole bunch of One Piece because we've got a lot to discuss between Kaido's new form that's still a little bit of a mystery, but we have some details at the very least going way back to chapter 1003 because we got 1003 through 1007 to talk about. Sanji's major character developing moments that at first kind of had me a little bit annoyed, but then there was also an epic Robin moment, fam. Hyogoro seemingly about to get his head chopped the hell off. Just so much insanity. And then some of the latest stuff, Oden seemingly back. Oden back, fam. I don't even know if I should even take the bait anymore. Like, a part of me is like, Oda's trying this again. We've been down this road before and it was tempting at first. I even had my own theories of like, yo, he might have not died. But yeah, just so much of that One Piece greatness. Without further ado, people, because we've got a lot to talk about, let's talk some of that One Piece greatness. Let's do it.
No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done.
Okay, so all the way back in chapter 1003, we were still having the battle of Kaido versus Luffy and them. And to be honest with you, because it's crazy because it feels like it's been forever ago and that fight is technically still going on. That was the last time we actually seen the fight, though. Up until that point, I want to say I was a little bit disappointed with Kaido. I was a little bit like, he's getting his ass kicked now. But that chapter changed everything because despite the fact that Luffy, Kid, Law, all of them were just putting in work, Kaido was like, because Luffy was pounding on him at first, but eventually Kaido shakes it off, and then Luffy's down for like 10 minutes because he can't regenerate his haki until then. So yeah, and Big Mom was still trying to put in work using Happy Mother's Day this and that, but like at the end of the day, I'd say between Big Mom and Kaido, like yeah, they're both still formidable, and technically nobody's really hurt either of them, especially Big Mom. But Big Mom, I just want more of the offense from her. I want her to lay somebody the hell out. Like at the end of the day, first of all, it'll probably be Kid because we've seen that Kid is usually the punching bag. So if Big Mom's gonna lay anybody out, it would be nice to see just, take Kid. Go ahead. Why not? Yeah, he's already been disrespected. And I mean, in that chapter, it was nice because, I ain't gonna lie, I'm missing this fight. It's been already quite a few chapters since we had it. But for a moment there, Kaido seemingly had swallowed Luffy. He bit him and swallowed him down. And then Zoro was using just sword. Like, that fight was just immensely crazy. And I'm like, Oda, I get it. You're not the biggest fan, seemingly, of doing fight scenes. Like, we rarely get, especially the big climactic ones. Like, Oda rarely delivers them. And then he decided, oh, I'm going to give it to you. You know, you're going to get like 3 chapters in a row. And then 5 chapters, no fight in sight. And then Zoro eventually was able to cut the scales on Kaido with Kaido saying, yo, that kind of hurts. And it reminded him of Oden. So it's weird because it's like, I guess because Kaido has different forms, different levels and shit like that. Like, obviously that form that we still haven't seen yet. But in some of the other forms, yeah, you're able to penetrate him. And that's why Oden was able to do it. But maybe in his, like, supreme ultimate form, his, fish form, so to speak, it'd be a different story. Because there, he's like, yo, it kind of feels painful. But then by the end of the chapter, he's still talking like it was nothing. And I love how CP0 seemingly gearing up to make their own move themselves. Because they're looking at it like, yo, fight is going on. Bam, our business partner is seemingly dead, which I still don't buy it by any means that Orochi is dead. Let's be real. Like, I just don't see it. Like, it felt like it was a climactic moment, but I still think like there's going to be more to him, whether it be that, again, he has different heads or something like that. I'm still not buying it. I don't think Orochi's dead. But realistically, they're just looking at it like, yo, pirates, all of you take each other out. Because at the end of the day, CP0, they were with the government. It's not like they're gung-ho about working with pirates to begin with. So they're like, yo, it's a win-win. All of you just take each other out. It's like 5,000 versus 27,000. Just all of you, as many as you can, just knock each other out. But at the end of the day, I'm sure CP0, like, who knows, by the end of this entire arc, the government will have the whole island surrounded, which I don't know if they really want these problems. Like, at the end of the day, Akainu and them, do they really want to throw hands with Kaido, Big Mom, all of Luffy's people? Like, this would be a really, really ugly battle. And it was also interesting as well when they said if 2 of the 4 Yonko were to fall, who knows what would happen with the world. I'm wondering what the hell would happen with the world. Like, a lot of pirates will get a lot more brave. The government will get more brave. It'll be insanity. Like, if Kaido and Big Mom die in this arc, let's just say, how the hell the world is going to be moving forward, because then it'll just be Shanks and Blackbeard and technically Luffy, because, Big News Morgan was like, we got the 5th Yonko. So, but at the end of the day, 2 of the 4 of the axis of power will be out of the picture. And then by the end of that chapter, Kid noticed like, yo, what the hell's up with Kaido? He looks massively different. And apparently Law said that's his man beast form. And Kaido, with everything they did to him, he walks up and he's like, "Oi, Lin, this is kind of fun, mate." And Big Mom was like, "I was thinking the same thing." So with everything that they went through, all of the stabbing, him saying it kind of hurts a little bit, they're still like ready to play. Like this is nothing to them. So I really hope we get more of that fight. We still haven't. Like that was chapter 1003. Chapter, as of 1007, we still haven't cut back to that. I want more of that. I missed that. That was incredible. And we still don't know what the hell this new man beast form that we haven't seen yet freaking looks like. I want to see it. And then we had chapter 1004 where Tama was like, yo, I want Wano to be free. There was a small events that went down in the chapter, but there was some cool scenes like Frankie is just beasting. Like, yo, I don't know what it is that Oda decided that with Wano, he was just going to have scene after scene of every time Frankie shows up, he's doing something epic. He is beasting. He is knocking dudes out. Like, shout outs to Frankie. Like, he is 100% embodying the definition of super. While on the flip side, Sanji is just down bad because in 1004 he is captured by Black Maria and they are basically torturing him into like, yo, call for help, call for Robin. We need her because at the end of the day it's part of the plan that, yo, she could read the poneglyph, so she will be very useful for Kaido and his crew. We're gonna get into Sanji because there was a point that I had a little bit of a war with some One Piece fans and maybe some of you might get upset about it. I've somewhat changed my stance to a certain degree regarding Sanji, but I was still pretty significantly pissed off with certain events, but we'll get to that in time. But then we cut to Kinemon and the rest of the crew and we see that they're, completely messed up and apparently somebody was going over there to potentially kill them. But then we see Kinemon and the rest of the scabbards. Remember, they just had this climactic, insane battle against Kaido, and even though they supposedly injured him, they still all got their shit kicked in. Like, yeah, they're strong or whatnot, but they were heavily injured, and King was calling for Black Maria and them to have somebody go kill all of them because, again, they're injured enough that, somebody come through, take them all out. And the chapter ended off with a silhouette of somebody potentially in the room, and I'm not even gonna lie, it was funny because I did see, and it kind of looked a little bit like Enel, and I was just like, that would be insane. Like, the silhouette looked like Eneru from Skypiea, but I was like, yo, as cool as it would be, and as insane as it kind of looks similar, like, come on, fam. What the hell would Eneru be doing in Wano? Like, not to mention we already have like 1,000 other powerful players. Like, it would just be overkill. But chapter 1005. This was a chapter, I want to say it was released around my birthday, which shout outs to Sanji. Me and Sanji share the same birthday, March 2nd, Pisces season, which look at the genius that Oda is. Sanji being a Pisces. Pisces, first of all, is like, an emotional thing. We see Sanji, he loves the ladies, but also on top of that, a water sign like Sanji wanting the all blue. I don't know. I just love that Oda has these tiny little tidbits that just really mesh well. But anyway, Sanji eventually gave up and called for Robin's assistance, which it kind of threw everybody off, including Black Maria. Like, yo, he did it? He like really called for Robin's help? I'm not even gonna lie, there was a part of me, and I'm still to a certain degree, a part of me is annoyed and angry at it. Let's talk about the good stuff. On the flip side, that is major growth and development for Sanji in terms of him entrusting his friends, even though we're like 1,000 chapters deep. That, wow, that's a lesson that it took Sanji this long, but nevertheless it did. In Whole Cake, he did not want to trust Luffy and them. He burdened everything. I think he was even going back to Zoe. He took the burden on his shoulders alone and kept it moving and didn't trust nobody to come and help him. So this is him growing up and saying, yo, sometimes I gotta rely on my friends. I can't do everything by myself. So big growth for Sanji. 100%. I recognize that now. At the time, I just basically said, fuck Sanji. I'm not even gonna lie. When that chapter came out, I said, fuck Sanji all day. I'm just really disappointed. But again, I've seen the light in terms of the growth. My problem, why I was pissed off, why I was like, yo, what the hell is, again, comparing him that he was one of the big three of One Piece Straw Hats, Luffy, Sanji, Zoro, to see Zoro is fighting alongside Luffy. Alongside Kid, alongside just all of these law in them. He's fighting up there against Kaido, Big Mom, big deals, and Sanji is tied up and asking for help by, one of the underlings. That's the shit that, like, I get it. He's not going to hit a woman. At this point, I've 100% accepted that. We're going through the entire series. He's not going to do it. Kudos to him. That is really honorable, noble, also badass at the same time. Like, he's sticking to his convictions through and through no matter what. That is badass. I love it. But goddamn, like, Oda. This goes back to apparently in an interview in 2018. And if you're watching this, pay attention. It was an interview of some sorts where creator of One Piece, Eiichiro Oda, said that he told the voice actor of Sanji in 2018, from here on forward, there will be no more epic moments for Sanji until, and it was something along the lines of, and don't quote me exactly, but it was something along the lines of, until you mature, then it'll happen. And I don't know if it was like the voice actor Sanji disrespected Oda or said something crazy. I want to say he was like complaining at that particular point, like, yo, when is Sanji gonna have an epic moment? And Oda was like, when you grow up, that's when it's gonna happen. And I think potentially that could have some sort of reason why, while Zoro and Luffy and them are having epic moments, even Nami and Usopp to a certain degree, Sanji's tied up there. And it's like, okay, cool, he's sticking to his conviction of not fighting women. Why are we continuously getting in these positions where Sanji has to basically not fight back? We could do this game if you wanna. We could go back to Zou, how he had no choice. We could go back to Whole Cake Island, how he had no choice. We could go back to, you know, the birdcage, he couldn't fight. We could go back to the constant cases of Sanji not being able to fight Punk Hazard. He was in Nami's body. Like, you want to keep on doing this? Where's Sanji's moments? I remember at one point they were talking about the year of Sanji. There ain't no goddamn year of Sanji. The year of Sanji has been the last decade of Sanji doing nothing. And that is my Sanji fanboy rant, because majority of the time, even though I love both of them, I'm not even gonna lie, if you ask me Zoro or Sanji, the massive debate that has been going on for decades, I probably might go with Sanji, just because, especially Whole Cake, his character, I really resonated with what he went through and shit like that. So I understood him. On top of that, I like Sanji. So to see Zoro and Luffy kicking ass, fighting Kaido and Big Mom, and Sanji's being tied up begging for help, that rubbed me the wrong way. But at the very least, Robin had an epic moment when she showed up and slapped the shit out of motherfuckers. I was like, yes, I love you, Robin. You've always been my favorite female Straw Hat. Like, so I was like, yeah, Sanji is being done dirty. He had cool character development, but he's being done dirty. But at the very least, Robin showed up and said, like, yo, fam, I'm a chill person, but I become a demon in a minute for my friends. I've been around the block. The places I've been, you couldn't go there, Black Mario, bitch. And then Brook freeing Sanji, which, okay, you know, that's dope. Like, everybody else gets a good moment except Sanji. I understand. Talk about Eiichiro Oda's grudge. Fam, let it go. Whatever he did, I apologize on his behalf. If you're seeing this, Oda, I apologize for Sanji's voice actor. Now write some good shit for Sanji. But moving forward in that chapter, Momo had another luscious opportunity to hang out in Yamato's boobs. And I'm like, why him? Why? Shout outs to Momo. He constantly gets it in. And we also see that Jack was back up, even though didn't like Jack get like decimated by the scabbards and shit. But Jack is back up again, which is good because I wanted to see more Jack. Anyway, hopefully Oda has more plans for him. But the chapter wraps up with Black Maria telling Robin, like, yo, when this is all said and done, you're gonna belong to Kaido. And Robin saying, I'd rather be dead. And yeah, that chapter very controversial, especially for me, because I was just like, I get it. Great moment for Sanji. Character development. Yeah. Oda, why you gotta keep putting him in these situations? Why can't he be great? I just want Sanji to be great. Moving forward to chapter 1006. Apparently the Tobiropo and Kaido's people are well aware at this point of Yamato's essential betrayal and also her harboring Momo, which Momo has got to be loving it. He is just there like swimming in them jugs. And also more Sanji deciding which side is he going to go to so that he can get captured and have no epic moments. No, let me stop. I can't keep on this bitter shit throughout here. Y'all gonna get pissed off. But yeah, Sanji trying to decide which way to go, which I'm guessing maybe he went towards the Scabbard's way, and whoever this Oden guy that we'll talk about in a little bit, like he's going to be the one to run into it, or maybe he went the other way. I don't know. Maybe he'll have an epic moment. Who the hell knows? But yeah, Oda setting up the next trap. Oh. Apparently Carrot and Wanda took the L to Peril Sparrow, mainly due to the fact that the moon went down. That was a little disappointing. Like, yo, don't get me wrong, they're Sulong forms. They would have kicked his ass, but I think it was because the moon like already passed over, or the clouds was in the way, something along the lines of that. They weren't able to beat Peril Sparrow, and they were knocked the hell out, which, damn. I mean, shout out to Peril Sparrow doing his thing, but I'm a little disappointed. Like, I wanted to see them kick his ass, especially, you know, Retribution. Like, Pedro, what happened? And then even talking shit, like slamming down Carrot into the ground and shit, like, yo, Peril Sparrow's a monster. But we cut to the cronies and the whole situation about the virus, them turning into ice Onis and whatnot, and them, you know, they not liking this. Queen at the end, they played all of them. Queen is a piece of shit. Shout outs to Queen being the queen piece of shit. But Drake and Hyogoro are going ham, and apparently Hyogoro, because he got like bit or something along the lines of that, I forget, he got infected basically by the ice Oni virus. It brought him back to like his peak physique, and I was like, yo, That's hype shit. I'm not even gonna lie. Even though it's small shit with Hyogoro, like I'm always like, every time I got the flashbacks, I was like, yo, he was a beast. And if he would have went back in the day against Kaido, he probably would have helped, you know, take him down, and everything would have been different. But I was hype about that. And Hyogoro tells his people that him being in contact with the Ice Oni thing, that basically at the end of it cut my head off. Like if I get infected, because I think he didn't realize at that particular point yet that he was infected by it, cut my head off, because if not, I'll probably kill everyone in this bitch, which again is a testament to how freaking strong he knows he is. And then if we're gonna talk about MVPs, because I've been giving props here and there, you know, shout outs to Frankie and shit like that, but if we're gonna talk about MVPs, fam, when Queen is getting ready to blast off on Hyogoro, Marco showing up, and not only going up against Queen, but going up against Queen and King. If you ain't giving Marco his flowers now, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? Yo, shout outs to MVP Marco. I ain't gonna lie, I was just heavily impressed. But then again, he was one of the higher ups at Whitebeard's, you know, crew and whatnot, so it makes sense. And just Marco, yo, if only Sanji would have that type of... No, stop it, FNAF, stop. He even freaking sent King flying into a freaking building there and shit. Like, praise to Marco, and the action pieces when we get him in One Piece is just so damn awesome. And then Peril Sparrow, which, yo, Peril Sparrow got one coming to him. Like, he got off on Wanda, and he got off on Carrot, and then now he's looking at Marco like, oh, he's kind of tired there. Freaking Peril Sparrow, you piece of shit. Somebody better blast off on him, and I don't know if he's gonna die or whatever, but something gotta happen to him because he's been skating by too much. And then the chapter ended off very dramatic with Hyogoro basically saying, yo, it's time. You guys gotta cut my head. And of course, they don't want to cut his head off because, you know, they love him and admire him, but it was about time. And I ain't gonna lie, that chapter was like, it was dope for the most part. I kind of felt like Hyogoro wasn't going to die. Like, I didn't expect it. Like, it would have been dope, and at the same time, he's old, and it made sense, but yeah, I didn't expect for them to cut his head off. And then as of the recording of this video, the latest chapter, chapter 1007. We start off with the samurai being very hesitant, struggling to cut off Hyogoro's head. He's like, yo, just give me a second, fam. Like, oh, I love you, mate. And then Queen really showing his ass and revealing just how much he doesn't give a shit about any of his people, because his people is like, yo, but why we gotta die for? Like, why do we gotta become these Ice Oni and shit? And Queen's like, well, let's see. No more smiles are coming in, so y'all been waiting for, like, you know, getting your boost. Like, it's not gonna happen. Like, I don't care about you motherfuckers. Like, I don't give a flying fuck. Fuck every last one of you cocksucking ass eating pieces of shit. I don't care. Like, in other words, that's what Queen was saying. Basically, he tells him that, like, yo, y'all expendable. We'll get more soldiers. Y'all worthless. Y'all not gonna get no power-ups. Y'all nothing. Like, y'all best purpose of serving us is to die. Which was really dope because, like, we're so outnumbered, you know, 5,000 to 27,000. We need everybody that we can get. So if you're gonna piss off your people, yeah, that's fine. Send them our way. And just as they're about to chop off Hyogoro's head at the nick of time, which, okay, convenience there, definitely for the plot, Chopper shows up and is like, yo, fam, I got the serum, let's go. And I'll be honest with you, all of this with the Ice Oni and everything, it definitely felt like, I don't want to say an homage, it felt like kind of just a commentary to a certain degree, One Piece style, of what's been going on with the pandemic in the world, of all of these people having a virus that, you know, in the cold is more worse or whatever, and then basically a vaccine being available and the best, most effective way to distribute the vaccine. And yeah, if you know, you know. It honestly felt like Oda was saying whatever he wanted to say there. I don't want to get too political. Like, let's not do that. Let's not do that, man. Why, Sanji? Why? Even the fact that, like, it was said the vaccine will hurt a little bit, like, you know, the arm being sore. I'm sure you've heard that by now. But apparently Chopper has cannons, and he's basically making it a mist because it's quicker to distribute it. Instead of going and poking everyone with a needle in their arm, just bam, let's shoot out these cannons in the mist. Basically, he created a virus that is like a good virus instead of this bad virus. Which, honestly, that does make more sense. Like, yo, you want to distribute a vaccine quicker, like, just, yeah, whatever. I mean, even when Chopper said a virus shouldn't be used as a weapon, like, Oda, alrighty, make sure that stays under the radar over here before cancel culture comes through. And then when he said he was going to cure Queen's men as well, that's even further pushing that, yeah, we're going to get more people on our side. So even if we lose some people, the more we take from them, the better, because we're so outnumbered. So that's a very effective way. And again, Queen is just an idiot and a piece of shit of an officer and official. Like, yo, look how you doing your mans. Like, imagine if they relayed that information to more of the soldiers. Like, little by little, your people is going to dwindle down. And then that scene, fam, again, another one, getting an epic moment when Marco jumps Queen and then Chopper goes into his monster form and straight punches Queen in the face. I was like, like, finally, yes. Because let's be real, it's been years of Queen kind of getting away with shit. Like, even going back to when he headbutted Big Mom and shit. Like, who do you think you are? Thank you, Chopper. Thank you for knocking this dude the fuck out. Also, just really awesome that Chopper, one of the considered weaklings of the Straw Hats, getting a moment like that. And then Chopper bringing the jokes of him saying, by the way, guys, I'm not a raccoon dog. I know that's wild as shit, right? And everyone's shocked reactions like, oh, my bad. We've been calling you that. And I ain't gonna lie, I was a little bit ticked off when Momo pussified again and said, I'm out of here. And he left Yamato's boobs and turned into his dragon form and shit. Like, really? Didn't you have like that declaration like not that long ago and you even took an ass whipping? Like, you're getting scared again? But then we get that big reveal that I'm really curious what that setup was all about. Oda don't do nothing without a plan, because I believe it was the CP0 that said Vegapunk had taken Kaido's bloodline elements when he was captured and created an artificial devil fruit that was a failure, and it was apparently stored on Punk Hazard. So basically you could have Kaido's devil fruit abilities and it was in the form of a failure, which I'm wondering, is that what Momo has? Like, it was stored on Punk Hazard. It kind of makes sense. Like, so is technically Momo with the same powers as just a failure of what Kaido has? So he would have what is it, the fish fruit, which really doesn't make sense because he's a dragon, but you know, whatever. Because if that's the case, maybe it was a failure, but maybe it's because Momo, you know, he's still a kid. He doesn't really know how to work it well. And that would make a lot of sense. And also that would make it that Momo can actually be the successor to his father, having that type of strength. What? And at the same time also be very, very ironic that the abilities of the enemy that killed his father, it might be what helps him and allows him to protect his people moving forward. And then the end of the chapter that just blew my mind, because Kinemon and them are like, yo, who the hell healed us up? What's going on here? And that shadowy figure, apparently Oden, shows up and he's like, oh shit, you guys are much older, what the fuck? And that's right there one of the things that immediately I gotta say, wait a minute, you're saying that they're much older, but aren't a good chunk of them the same age because they just jumped ahead like from moments after your death and shit like that? What is going on there? Are you really Oden? No, you're not Oden. No. Don't get me wrong. I had a theory and I was running with it for a while of like, yo, when Oden was shot, that was like, you know, a whole theory. And if it is Oden, like maybe he was transferred to this moment or some shit like that. Cool beans. But at this point, like, I feel like Oda's not doing that. I don't think that's Oden. It would be, but alone him saying like, you guys have aged so much is like somebody that doesn't have all the info of what actually happened. And again, maybe I'm wrong, but that was just insane. And I'm curious what you guys think about the last however many chapters, 5 or 6 chapters of One Piece, 1003 to 1007. What have you thought about all of this? Your thoughts on Sanji, the whole situation there, Robin's badass moment, Kaido's new form, Oden alive, Hyogoro surviving shit, Marco taking on Queen and King, like One Piece greatness. And your overall thoughts and expectations for One Piece 1008 and beyond. Let's keep it going, baby. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links are in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. Oh, remember the golden rule. Anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in, and yeah, I may take a little bit of a break, but we always get right back on the horse of that One Piece greatness. Oda, please do something dope for Sanji in the future. Have an awesome one.